Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Acts chapter 3, verses 11 through 16. And Peter and John have just healed this man who could not walk. Now he's walking. And actually, Peter and John didn't do it. The Lord did. Jesus did it, as Peter and John are going to make quite clear. And so he heals the man. The man he's leaping, he's walking, he's inside the temple now. And this man is clinging to Peter and John. So while he clung to Peter and John, all the people, utterly astounded, ran together to them in the portico called Solomon. So Solomon's colonnade, kind of his porch, big, large meeting space there outside the temple proper. And so there in the portico called Solomon's colonnade or Solomon's porch. This was the place that the early church would often meet. This was a big meeting space that everybody could actually gather in. And so this man's clinging to Peter and John. He's holding on to them. These are the folks that have brought this healing into his life, have brought Jesus into his life. And I'm going to hold to the fact, or I'm going to hold to the proposition, the idea that this man who was healed does have faith in Jesus Christ. Perhaps he didn't. But it does seem, especially with the explicit gospel that is going to be said here in a minute and toward the end, that this man believed and had faith. But we'll get to that aspect here in a minute. So he's clinging to him, and this great experience, this great display of power has caused everybody to gather together. So they are running together. And so this is an attitude we need to adopt, is that again, and I focused on this and talked about it in the last video, when God does a work in our life, when God brings about transformation, it really is a great witness to the world, to the power of God. And when Peter saw it, he addressed the people. Men of Israel, why do you wonder at this? Why are you so amazed? Or why do you stare at us? As though by our own power or piety we have made him walk. Why are you staring at us? Why are you so wondered by it? We did not do it with our own power or because we're really good people. We have not made him walk. It is by Jesus Christ. They're going to say that. It's the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of our fathers. Glorified his servant Jesus. This is the one that made him well. And so this is an attitude we need to, or this is an example we need to follow. We need to be humble and realize anything good that we do, any help that we bring is ultimately because of the Lord that did it. And so sometimes people are saying, oh, you did such a good job. Oh, you're so wonderful. We need to remember, well, it's not because I'm so good. It's not because I'm especially skillful at it. It's because God has empowered and helped me to do it. So he's saying we didn't do it. It's not our own power. It's not because we're good people. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of our fathers glorified his servant Jesus, whom you delivered over and denied in the presence of Pilate when he had decided to release him. Here's a sin to confess. Remember, the death of Jesus Christ is ultimately laid at our feet. We are sinners. We are the one that caused him to go to the cross to die. We are the ones that gave him a reason to do that because we are sinners. We need to always remember that. The reason Jesus had to die is because of the particular sins you have done today, the particular sins you have done this week, the particular sins you'll do your entire life. And I hope that does bring you a heavy heart that grieves you. Verse 14, but you denied the Holy One and Righteous One. Jesus was right in front of you, but you denied him and asked for a murderer to be granted to you. And you killed the author of life, whom God raised from the dead. I would say these people, one would perhaps be even members of the Sanhedrin, would be members of the ruling class that actually were actively pushing to have Jesus crucified and killed. Also, if you remember, there was an entire crowd there that gathered. And so obviously, many of these people that have gathered together, they were there saying, crucify, crucify. when Pilate said, "Do you want to have Barabbas, or do you want me to release Jesus?" And everybody said, "Give us Barabbas. That's the murderer he is talking about." And then Pilate said, "What do you want me to do with Jesus then? What do I do with him?" And then they said, "Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him." And remember, it is also because of us that this happened. So Peter goes on to say, "To this we are witnesses, and his name," Jesus' name, "by faith in his name, has made this man strong, whom you see and know. And the faith that is through Jesus has given the man this perfect health in the presence of you all." And I am taking this right here. He's saying faith in his name and Jesus' name has made the man strong. Now, it could be Peter and John could be saying, or Peter's actually the one speaking, Peter could be saying, "It's my faith," like Peter's saying, "I believe this man could be made well. I was the one that looked at him and said, 'In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, get up and walk.' And I was the one that grabbed him by the hand and pulled him up." It could be very well that that's what he's talking about. But I think about the many healings that Jesus did in his ministry, and even many times that there seems to be a forgiveness of sin that Jesus pronounces alongside the healing. So in this particular situation, as Peter is explaining to us the miracle and the purpose of it, Peter is saying by faith in his name, that is what made the man strong and made him be able to walk. That's what gave this man this perfect health in the presence of you all. And I would say that it's the man's faith in Jesus Christ. That when he said, "In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, get up and walk," and he grabbed his hand and pulled him up, that man immediately believed in Jesus Christ. Now, we don't know. We can create all kinds of story and background. We don't know about what this man what he knew about Jesus. But if you do remember, we were told that the man was laid at the beautiful gate daily. And remember, Jesus has just died and rose from the dead. Like, it was just 50 days. And so if this man from birth has been brought to the beautiful gate and laid there, I think there is a really, really good chance that Jesus Christ walked by him. Different times, that he knew of Jesus Christ. And this man, in my opinion, would have had faith. So that when this man was healed, it's not just that he was healed physically, he was also healed emotionally. He was healed spiritually. He was born again. He was saved. When Peter said, "In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, get up and walk," he grabbed him by the hand. That man had faith in Jesus Christ. I pray that's been a blessing to you. I'll see you in the next video.